This is Shred, and today I'm going to take you through a guided practice session using Black Sabbath's iconic track, Paranoid. I don't know about you, but sometimes my practice sessions don't go as planned. Almost had it. Having a premeditated structure really helps if you want to become a 666 level player. By playing along to songs, you force yourself to be musical instead of just random wankery. The goal here is to work on a rhythm and lead playing, chugs, thrash metal, sweeping, alternate picking, and finger tapping. Now, tabs, practice tracks, slow and fast will be available below in the first plane of hell. I mean, at my Patreon page below. Now let's get to the practice session. Black Sabbath's Paranoid was released in 1970, an iconic template for the genre of metal. After the title track intro riff, there's a short interlude that's perfect for constructing a practice session around. Here's the general plan. By following the harmony of the track, we can construct practice phrases that target various guitar techniques. There's just 3 chords here. We've got E minor, C, and D. D stands for damn, this track is awesome. The sequence fits nicely into the E Aeolian mode. Now let's say we want to work on our Metallica-esque thrash riffs. Maybe it sounds something like this. Yeah. Can I get a yeah, Papa Het? Yeah. And now, let's hear it slow at 66.6 beats per minute. Ozzy may mouth guillotine a few doves after hearing this, but what are you gonna do? The Swede Ola England wouldn't dream of completing a practice session without a good chug workout, or should I say, a chug out. Since I'm using one of his axes today, let's hop on the choo-choo chug train. And now at a slower speed so we can observe the picking mechanics. I'm using a down, up, down picking pattern, trying to keep the pick as high as I can above the strings to avoid entrapment. I don't know how well you can see this, but imagine my 2 breasts are adjacent strings on the guitar. And this video game controller is the pick. What happens sometimes is you get stuck in between the mammary mountains, and this is one of the greatest enemies to picking technique. What you want to do is just skim the top of the Twin Peaks for the best results. You don't want to get trapped right in the crevice there. Now, if you want to go deeper into picking mechanics, you got to check out Troy Grady's channel. Now, let's try some lead ideas on Paranoid. First up, I'm going to pretend I'm John Petrucci and use one of his favorite picking phrases from the Rock Discipline course. Why won't you answer my DMs, John? This 16th note sequence is perfect for working on that down, up, down picking motion. And now slow at 66.6 BPM. The secret here is to follow the chord progression. In general, if you can do that, you'll avoid sounding like shit. The way that you follow the chord progression is by selecting notes that are contained within the chords. For example, an E minor chord contains the notes E, G, and B. You can see that I'm using all of those notes in this first sequence. When you get to the C chord, the same drill. C, E, and G are contained within a C chord. You don't have to hit all the notes in the chord, but just try to be aware that things are going to sound better if you follow those notes to some extent. Now, it's a little late for spring cleaning, but what if we sweep pick through the paranoid progression? Here I'm using arpeggios to outline each chord in the progression. This is a quintuplet or 5-note arpeggio grouping. I'm also adding the 9th to each arpeggio to give it a more distinct, exotic sound. Finger tapping is one of the best ways to outline a chord progression on the guitar. It's basically just easier to reach more notes with this technique. So in honor of the late, great EVH, let's try out some tapping. In honor of Eddie's memory, I run with the devil every day. The hammer-ons from nowhere make this a challenging lick for the left hand. And by the way, I found that practicing classical guitar is really effective for strengthening that fretting hand. So check it out. I'll leave my classical guitar package in the description below. It contains great pieces by Bach, Mozart, and others. Perfect for if you're just starting out with classical guitar. The benefit of practicing in this manner is you're always making music. It's oftentimes hard to know what you should practice in order to become a better player. This format really forces you to be productive with your time instead of just mindlessly repping scales. Grab the tabs and practice tracks below by surrendering your soul forever to me on Patreon. It's no big deal, really. What's an eternity in hell, anyways? Now just know that I really appreciate you guys. I want to say a big thank you to all of my viewers. Without you, my level of evility would likely be quite low. Until next time, stay evil, my friends.